This is RadioFire.com. Yours truly, Don McKay, in here alongside my father.
Yes.
How you doing, Dad?
Yes, I'm blessed. Blessed to be here.
Yeah. Like summer is like, it's just like you would think it's over, but let the weather tell it, and it's right. So it's another story.
Yeah.
So a lot of things I want to talk about today. A lot of topics to get into. And it wasn't really on our list, but Aretha Franklin and John McCain had these big, elaborate send-offs, and the president was not invited to. He probably wasn't invited either, but he definitely was not invited to the McCain services. It seems like everybody that was anybody in Washington was there except for him, right? And I think that it probably set in with him that he's not going to get that kind of love whenever, his time comes. I think that he feels a certain kind of way about that. What do you think?
I don't know.
Or do you think he's going to get? Maybe you think he's going to get that kind of love?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he was even thinking about it.
So what? Because he seems like he's upset.
Yeah, well, he just doesn't want him having attention. He's taking away some of the news from him. I don't even think he's even thinking about departing. What they gonna do when I depart? He said, I got a lot more to do still here. So I don't think he's thinking about that. But he does not like anybody dominating the news from him.
Yeah.
He's like a spoiled child in the presidency.
As crazy as that is, he's now his latest tweets have been talking about how it just, to me, every time he opens his mouth or puts something online, he continues to make the case for obstruction of justice at a bare minimum, in addition to all of the conspiracy things that he's been involved with. I think the writing's on the wall. Do you agree? Or are you still like up in the air about it?
No, I still think that he needs to get out here in 2018. Yeah, and I think he will. I still think he's gonna get out this year. He talks like he talks because he's got those. He got that base. He's just like a dude in the street who's a kingpin drug dealer or kingpin pimp. He got his flock, and they're gonna be there whatever. And so and this should be very insightful for us, especially as African Americans, because people talk about Obama didn't do this and didn't do that for us. He didn't do certain things for us because he didn't get no backing. This man, he shows you got to back your man up.
Talking about Trump.
Yeah, if we had backed Obama up when the Republicans were sending him through hell, went to Washington, we started marching on Washington, letting them know what you need to let the president do his job when he was trying to get Garland for the Senate. You should have stood up for him.
Definitely.
He got no backup.
Definitely.
This man shows you got to have backup. That's what makes him even bolder, because I got backup. Obama didn't have no backup. He didn't even have his own people, let alone the Democrats, to back him up.
Yeah, but the Democrats are weak, and the fact that Mitch McConnell could move the chess pieces around, when the chess pieces are similar, say, oh, this is different, and they can just march their pick in, and the Democrats show up, agree to all of this when they should have not. They just bend over, and what they do is they consistently bring toy guns to a real fight. That's what they do. Yeah. It's not even knives, because knives can do damage. That they don't even do any damage whatsoever. And if there's any point where of contention, they don't want to take it.
Right. And it's a matter of drawing a line in the sand.
Right.
This is where we are. They scared. And they have no backbone.
What are they scared of, though? You've already lost the presidency. You already lost the majority control of the Congress. What are they scared of now?
60% of the American people think he needs to be impeached anyway.
Right. They're still scared. And
they got backup.
And why are they scared to even run on impeachment? Because they're so scared to even say impeachment now.
Exactly.
They are shook.
Exactly. That's why it takes black people, and especially black women, to shake these people up. Because they tremble. They're scared.
So that's just, election November 6th.
Rapidly approaching.
So, we've had people come in here and say that they don't believe in voting anymore because Trump and Russia manipulated the vote. And the thing about it is that the vote was manipulated and Trump got in. However, they can use the rules that are there to get Trump out, because they didn't think that far ahead. Like they can't put their hands on the scale that much. They can put their hands on the scale a little bit, get Trump in, get one or two of their guys in. But if the Democrats take control of the Congress, then Trump can be out. They will get him out of there if that happens. Mm-hmm. But people got to mobilize. People have to turn out. This, and they say this all the time. I used to get mad on wrestling. They used to say this. I used to watch wrestling 12 o'clock Saturday and Sunday afternoon. I used to sit in the kitchen at the bar. What do you call it? We had the breakfast bar. I used to sit there and watch wrestling. And every week they would say, this is the single most important, this is the most important wrestling event. Every week. They would say it every week. And sometimes they would get numb. You know what I mean? So I said that to say, we say this is the most important election, but this really is the most important election. Right. Even if you're a Trump supporter, this is an important election.
Right. And there's no question that the next one is going to be important too.
2020 is going to be very important too. Yes.
But right now, because what you're saying, as of this date, this time,
this minute, history, yes.
This, who had that song? This is it. Make no mistake about it.
Michael Jackson.
Maybe. I don't know.
He had a song called "This Is It."
This is it. I don't think it was Michael Jackson. I'm not sure who it was.
Well, I think the one you were singing wasn't Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he did have a song.
This is it. No question about it. It's gonna be exciting.
It's gonna be a barn burner, as they say. Yeah, barn burner. I should have saved it. It was this knockout of Klitschko that they were talking about. Rate the uppercut. You got to see it. It's an old fight, but it was good. Random, I know. So speaking of random, Nike. You wear Nike. You wear Nike? I like Nike. Mm-hmm. Nike with the swoosh. What does the swoosh mean? I don't know. So I used to, as a kid, I can't do it now. I'm trying to do it now. I can't even do it. As a kid, I used to draw the swoosh. Can't even do it anymore. The Nike swoosh. So Nike has "Just Do It" as their slogan. Mm-hmm. And you remember that. So 30 years it's been. Just 30 years.
I can't believe that.
30 years. And so to commemorate this 30 years of "Just Do It" Nike campaign, they decided to they want to either go hard or go home. They have Colin Kaepernick as one of the subjects of the promotion, and it's caused a lot of backlash. Mm-hmm. Some people still mad. He's not in the NFL. Aside from the fact that they have some bums playing, there are bums. Okay, as much as I like RG3's not as good as Colin Kaepernick. He's not.
But that has nothing to do with it at all.
I know. I'm just saying how they can't even justify. There's some and Colin Kaepernick. There's some people
They justified it because they haven't hired him.
You know? Yeah, and they still have this case going on. Yeah. But my thing is this: I can say honestly that as far as the second strings, because RG3 is a second string, Colin Kaepernick is better than 100% of the second strings. Maybe it's too far. 95% of all of the second strings. And as far as the starters, I would say he's better than 50% of the starters.
Mm-hmm. And the coaches will tell you that too. But but we don't like his attitude, and we don't like what he brings, and our fans are not going to like him. So that's what it's about.
Yeah. And speaking of fans, so that's what this whole thing comes down to. It comes down to the fans of the NFL. In the NFL, the fans, the white people, I guess, spend the most money, right? Mm-hmm. But the hood likes, when I say the hood, black people, Spanish people, they like football too. Mm-hmm. But I think that the white people go harder for football as far as spending their money.
Because they have the money to spend. You know, those are season tickets.
Yeah.
You know, they have the money. I mean, no question about it. They spend the money. They have it.
Because they have it. Yeah. So coming up, you were like a baseball fan?
When I was younger, and then I got into football, and then football kind of went by the wayside. Maybe when I 40ish, my 40s, boxing.
And you boxing, you like boxing the best.
Yeah.
But you were a big NBA fan too in the 80s.
Yeah, back in the 80s. Yeah.
You like the Lakers and the
Lakers,
Pistons.
Yeah, I'm a Magic. I was a Lakers man.
Yeah.
No question about it.
So they announced this deal with Nike, and when I saw the deal, I was excited because I felt that I was happy that a major brand said, "We know the controversy, even though this shouldn't be a controversial thing. Mm-hmm. We know the controversy. This is our guy." Mm-hmm. Because in order for them to stand by him, that's what they have to say, because the backlash is going to come. Mm-hmm. And I was glad that Nike did that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I was surprised a bit. Were you?
Mm-hmm. I was shocked.
You were shocked? Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Shocked? Why? How so? What was shocking about it?
Oh, I didn't. I thought that they would. I just never even entered my mind that they would even do any kind of promotions like that with him. Mm-hmm. But that lets me know that Under Armour and putting pressure on these people. So
you come with some of the
with Nike.
Some of the stuff that they doing because they're kind of cutting edge.
No, I'm saying they dipping into their profits. It was a time that Under Armour wasn't around. So
sure.
All that business that they're getting now, and so people are
they've definitely put a dent.
They get into their market share, and so they've got to strike back hard and come up with something.
Cutting edge.
Yeah, something that shocks people.
Now, while we were saying about NFL, as far as the NFL goes, white people, I think, are the biggest consumers. When it comes to urban apparel and sports apparel, I think we spend more money there.
It's possible, yeah.
Because if you got to look at the advertisements. Okay. Who are they? Who are advertisements geared towards? If we get any bit of money, a lot of us are spending it on clothes, sneakers, those type of things.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And so you can look at the ad. Of course, you remember a time when you see commercials and we weren't represented on the commercials that much.
Not at all, right?
It's not like that anymore.
Right.
Commercials have the hip-hop influence, and we're seeing hip-hop or black faces. Of course, Serena Williams and Odell Beckham Jr. also a part of this advertising campaign. So, of course, the president's going to say something. Say something about...
I mean, it's so easy to refute anything that he says.
Easy, yeah.
Anything.
Easy.
I mean...
Easy.
How can you have the audacity to talk about patriotism. You're a traitor. You sat on the world stage. That's all I can say. And debased yourself and your country, and you the president, and you took an oath. You need to be put in jail. Talking about us kneeling. You need to be put in jail.
Lock him up. Him up.
Yes, you need to be locked up. So that's all they gotta say. Mm-hmm. And then when they talk about, we just talked about McCain. Here, McCain, he said he wasn't a war hero. Well, what's a war hero to you? You mean what? If he wasn't a war hero, what? What about the ones who got killed? What are they? So a draft dodger? So you say, oh, I like the ones who don't get captured. So who should get all you gotta do is who should get the Purple Heart? The ones who didn't get captured? Yeah, the ones that didn't get captured. Do you know how many people came back home from the war? That might be 8 million. So we getting about 8 million Purple Hearts to people. I mean, what are you talking about?
And then the fact that somebody like him that dodged the draft, you get to set the tone as to who's the hero. Dodger.
Yes, and you think people listening to you? You can't.
But there's some people. There's some people
shocked himself that they even gravitate to this foolishness. You know, it's you can refute anything, and he says because he's a child.
I really like the slogan that they have for Colin Kaepernick, whose image we were talking about this off air. His kneeling image, his silhouette with his number 7, like that is going to be iconic for years to come.
And then another thing that he did that was really sensational is that you didn't hear from him.
Yes,
he was silent. And I told you maybe 3 or 4 months ago that I heard a speech that he gave for a commencement speech. I thought it was absolutely, categorically phenomenal. I had no idea this guy was that articulate.
You're saying it even more so than you said before.
No, the guy was. The guy was phenomenal. Yeah, absolutely. And so that's why they're backing him too, because they said, if.
And squeaky clean too. So he's squeaky clean.
And if people put the pressure on him and they want to see him speak, then they're going to fall in line.
And he's literally a real life living role model.
Yes.
So that is good. Listen to this caption. It says, this is from the Nike ad. Mm-hmm. Believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything. And then it has a picture of him. Mm-hmm. That's powerful.
Right, exactly.
That's powerful.
He gave up his career for what he believed in. Just like who?
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah. He said, I'm not going to war. I'm not going to Vietnam. The Viet Cong ain't never called me a nigga. You did. Mm-hmm. And so
you're not my oppressor. You my oppressor.
Yeah.
So there has been backlash, as I expected, with the supposed patriotic section. So this country music singer, who I've never heard of before, I don't know any country music fans, but some country singer named John Rich from some duo called Big and Rich, he tweeted a photo of his sound man's socks, and his sound man had cut the Nike swoosh that I've been attempting to draw out. He cut the swoosh out of his socks and wore the socks. So he said that our sound man just cut the Nike swoosh out of his socks. He's a former Marine. Get ready, Nike. Multiply that by millions. I don't think that Nike's going to be affected by this. I think that this is actually giving Nike good advertisement. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because people who are supportive of right and justice and freedom will flock and support the Nike brand even more than what they were doing before.
Because I think what they'll probably do is get. I'm just glad that the guy's getting paid. Paid. And so they're going to put him more out into the forefront for people to hear what it is that they have all this opposition about. Mm-hmm. He's done remarkable by just being silent. Mm-hmm. And they don't even know what this conversation is all about. Mm-hmm. And so I think they're going to have to bring that to the forefront and bring him out. He's going to start talking. Mm-hmm. And then people are going to say, well, yeah, it makes sense. and then they're going to start saying, Kaepernick for president. They're going to say, oh, my God, I hate this going on here. So it's going to be, listen, it's good to be alive. It's good to be alive because it's exciting and
so it's with these coming elections, it's going to be entertainment. There's going to be a lot of entertainment value.
Yes.
Here.
Yes. And this president is going to be running all over the country. He might have a heart attack. Running all over the country trying to campaign for all these people.
Because he's got to. He doesn't have no choice. Because if he doesn't, then they really. But I mean, every place is not going to work. You know, some of those places, some of those Midwest and Southern places may welcome him, but some places they probably no, don't come here, stay home.
And then you got that campaign for the gubernatorial race,
and that's what I just want to talk about in Florida. Some of the races have national implications because of the platform that they've been given, and that Florida race is definitely something that the country's going to be watching. Can we make some predictions on that?
It's going to be a tough. It's going to be a tough campaign. So I'll let you know.
It's still too soon.
Yeah.
Here's what I don't like about it. I will say this. This race in Florida is going to tell you where we are as a country, because race is in it, and you had did you see the robocalls that the racist people were making?
I heard they were making robocalls. I didn't hear what.
Yeah, so they haven't been playing it because it's very racist, and it's the racism to me is reaching a point that it hasn't been. Maybe it was like this in the 70s and the 80s, and I just wasn't aware. But we're at the levels where I saw in the history books when I was a child. It couldn't get to that point. Not the subtleties, because even with Hillary and President Obama in 2008, there were subtleties. You know what I mean? But when you have one of the candidates saying, "We're not gonna let's not monkey this up," that's blatant. That's blatant, and honestly, if it goes the wrong way, what does that say? Like, do you see that being a result of Trump getting elected, or do you not see any connection?
If it goes the wrong way, if Trump's man gets in office, no, not necessarily. It's gonna be a tight race down there. Georgia, I think she stands a better chance in winning in Georgia than.
And her race is gonna be a racial too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And they've already started, because theirs is specifically talking about illegal aliens, and as they refer to them.
And who uses that? I mean, that terminology.
Illegal aliens.
It's
like somebody came out of space.
It's so crazy. I remember, some terminology that they used when we were children, when I was a child. That was one of them. And it was just like a normal word that I just heard said a lot. And I think that I've said it. Over time, this type of word to describe an immigrant is frowned upon. You know what I mean? And but there's so many words like that. You know what I mean? And me saying illegal alien, when I was in middle school, I didn't have any malice in my heart for it or against any immigrant. That was just the way that people talked. But over time, certain words that are used for homosexuals. They don't use those words anymore. It's not looked upon. I mean, it's frowned upon. And, the way that things have changed, you would think that things have changed. But I think that when he says make America great, he's really trying to go back to a time when things were very blatant.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, when he says make America great again, it's all in the eyes of the beholder. I mean, when in 1800s, I'm sure they did think America was great. They had these slaves. The slaves didn't think it was great. You know what I mean?
Right.
If we go back to the turn of the century, it's 1900s, we had a lot of Jews coming over. They were coming over to this country because the same reason that the immigrants are coming over here now, because they think they got prosperity here. They got a way to reach their zenith, their dreams. Mm-hmm. And so that's been the beacon of America's. That's been America's reputation for 150 years. Mm-hmm. And so this country has been and is. That's why they coming over here. When he gets to make it great, it's been. And that's what the governor of New York has said the other day.
That's what he was trying to say.
Yeah,
he said it badly.
What did he said?
He said about making America great. America was never really that great.
Okay.
And
here again, it's all in the eyes of the beholder.
There's a lot of ways. I think that you talk about this black person's articulate, that person's articulate. Como was showing that he was not articulate. Mm-hmm. Because you could have said America's been good, but now it's time to make it great. That's what I would have said.
Well, that's kind of what Trump is saying, and he,
No. I'm saying it's been good.
Right.
We haven't been great yet.
Right.
Great is the pinnacle. Great is the aspiration.
Right.
We haven't been great yet because look at our history.
Right.
We've been good, and like you said, you pointed out a really good point.
Right.
It's been good depending on who you ask.
Mm-hmm.
It's been good for you, white person. 1840, you ask white people, poor or rich, probably would have been good for them. Mm-hmm. Any black person you ran into in 1840, it's not good. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It depends on who you ask. Mm-hmm. The Native Americans, not good for them in 1840. Mm-hmm. White people was fine. Mm-hmm. So if you're looking at this, the biggest problem that we have is empathy. You look at something from the perspective of somebody else, not only your own perspective. Because for white people it was good, but we're a country. We're a country of immigrants first, and so you gotta look at it from multiple nationalities perspective. Not so good for everybody else. And then if you only look at yourself, your own race, then yeah, it's fine. You put blinders on, and that's, I think that's part of the problem. Some of these people are only looking at it from their perspective because that's what they want to do, and from some of the minorities' perspective, we're like, what do you mean? It's it needs to be better, and I think that's the problem. Yeah, we got an email, and I forgot to mention it. And so the email we spoke about, I didn't even remember us speaking about it before, but we spoke about the Georgia gubernatorial race in the past, and Stacey Abrams and Brian Kemp. The email, and I'm paraphrasing, I don't have it in front of me, but the email pretty much said if the black candidate was the Republican and the white candidate was the Democrat, who would we be rooting for?
Well, I don't even like speculating on stuff like that, because it's hard enough dealing with what we got to deal with. She's a Democrat, and we trying to get her across the finish line. And I won't even.
Yeah. So pretty much, and the person who wrote the email was a conservative person, and
but that sounds
and they watched the show regularly, and they said that we are tribal with our support of people, and
that's all they're trying to do is just create some to get us going down the wrong track, even wasting time talking about that. Let's talk about reality. This president is inarticulate. I'm not tribal. I'm
no doubt about
he's
that.
Inarticulate.
No doubt about that. No doubt about that. So for the record, we're rooting for Stacey. Okay. And
I think
for Gillian.
Right, and I think they're the best, the two better candidates.
Yeah.
And listen, and race has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
I really do. If they were white, I might say the same thing. I mean,
for instance,
I like them. Makes sense. I listen. I'm talking about the content of their character, what you're saying.
Yeah. I agree. I agree.
And they don't even slur their R's. Cause if y'all didn't see Spike Lee's movie, y'all don't know what I'm talking about.
real quick. So, did we talk about this on air? Black Klansman?
I don't think so.
I don't think we did either. Okay, so had a chance to see Black Klansman. I was very hard on this movie going in.
You were very hard on it before you saw it?
Yes. Very hard on Spike Lee. I usually am rough on Spike Lee because I think that he is very outspoken. I don't think that he's like, to me, he's like a fighter that he's like Roy Jones. He's like Roy Jones talking about other people getting knocked out. At some point in time, say, wait a minute, Roy. You know what I mean? Glass Joe. You know what I'm saying? And but the thing about Roy Jones and the correlation with Spike Lee is that even though Roy Jones did get knocked out a few times, he's knocked some people out. So he still has hits, knockouts on his record. He took several, but he dished out some. Spike Lee, everything has not been a hit, but he's had some hits. So I got to give him his props. Now, everything hasn't been a hit. But Black Klansman, so we went to see that at the Charles Theater. And I was sitting there. I was frowning. First, I was mad they didn't have hot dogs. And so I ate the popcorn. I was hungry. And I like movie hot dogs. They had no hot dogs. So I said, well, give me some nachos. We don't have any nachos. And I felt like I was in a comedy sketch. You know what I'm saying? It's like, do you have bonbons? We have no bonbons. Do you have hot dogs? No hot dogs. Do you have nachos? No nachos. Popcorn? Yeah, we got popcorn. That's all we got is popcorn. And that's what I eat the popcorn, sit down. I watched the movie. And it was slow building, so I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. It was slow building, but it reached a climax. And I actually enjoyed the movie. Is it the best movie he's ever made? No. Is it the best movie I've ever seen? No. Is it better than a Tyler Perry movie? Yes. I will say that. I will say because it was a message in the movie, and it was Tyler Perry's movies are entertaining, and sometimes he weaves messages in there. Will women like this movie? I would say no. So you missed the movie on purpose. I figured out. I saw what you did. You purposely didn't come, and it's better that you didn't come because you wouldn't have liked it. Okay.
I don't think I've ever seen a Tyler Perry movie.
Saw
at the movies.
Well, no, you probably did. Yeah.
Never saw the movie.
What about Diary of a Mad Black Woman? But you probably saw that at home.
I saw some of it. I didn't. But I don't think I've never gone to a movie to see a Tyler Perry movie.
But you get ready to rush home to watch Tyler Perry now.
Love.
So weird. That's so weird. The has and the have not.
Yes, indeed.
That's so weird.
Yeah, they got me.
They got you.
Yeah.
You hooked.
Yes.
What, Greenleaf? You watch a show called Greenleaf?
I'm not hooked.
Not hooked. But this your hook. Yeah. Never seen it. It's amazing just what people watch and what they don't. Do you watch Power?
No.
Okay.
Never seen it. I don't have it. What is it on Stars? I don't
know. Stars. You can see Stars if you want. I mean, you can see it if you want. Yeah. No. I Empire. You watch Empire?
No. I know what's going on. I mean,
but you know, it really great. So what is it about have and have nots that you really like so much?
I don't know. He got something on there for me. So,
and Love Thy Neighbor. Did you like that one?
I Love Thy Neighbor. I mean, Tyler Perry has another one.
Isn't it called Love? Is not Love? Loving You Is Wrong. Loving You Is Wrong.
I like that too.
You like that one too? Okay. Loving You Is Wrong.
Those may be the only two television series that I watch, because I watch news a lot, but and boxing
and you watch documentaries.
Yeah.
Like Oprah, you watch Masterclass. Soul Sunday, something like that.
Yeah, not regularly. I used to watch it sometimes, but not.
I saw you watch Deepak on Super Soul Sunday.
Yeah.
I don't know why that stood out. All right, so it's just funny. Do you still watch the Housewives of Atlanta?
Not really.
It's done. It's done.
Yeah. And then the other one,
Love and Hip Hop. You watch Love and Hip Hop?
No, I don't watch any of them anymore. Too much makeup on. Too
many wigs.
Yeah. Too much. They spend too much money on the booty and the breast.
Yeah.
We can use that money in the school system.
That's what we do. Next week, we have got to talk about Baltimore City schools.
Yeah.
And how they have just been bamboozling these kids, in my opinion.
Yeah, well,
something.
I mean,
something. It's been something. Where's the money?
Not education. I spent a lot of time in those schools, so I saw what's going on, and I don't know if I want to talk about it on air.
Okay.
But
well, I mean, as far as we can talk about it. As far as the AC units, the cooling units in the schools.
Oh, okay.
That's what I want to talk about.
Okay.
And the money as far as that, and this casinos. And
okay.
That's what I want to talk about. That's what I mean.
Right.
So I want to talk about it next week, and then whatever else we got going on in the news. But thank you as always.
Right.
We went a little over.
Yeah.
But we get passionate.
Yes.
And surprisingly, we have a lot of people that watch us that surprise me that would watch us. So I read a lot of comments and we get messages from people who don't agree with our thinking. I'll say that.
Good.
And so I appreciate that, but like I said, they're completely different from us.
Right.
You know what I mean? If that makes any sense to what I mean.
Well, tell them to call in and then let's talk about it.
Argue with us, yes.
No, we're not gonna argue. We're gonna logically talk to them. And,
so that's good. So we welcome that. Okay, so we're gonna do that.
And give a shout out that they gave John McCain a good going away.
Yeah, we didn't agree with. Can you think of anything that you agree with John McCain on? Because I can't.
Yeah. I told you that I heard a couple speeches.
Oh yeah, that we don't like Trump. You didn't like Trump either.
I heard a couple speeches that he gave, and I thought it was very thoughtful. He was talking about Barack when he was still running.
Oh yeah. And then very good.
A lot of Republicans feel that he lost the election when that lady said he's an Arab, and he said, "No, lady, no, he's a good guy. He's a family man." And
I disagree with that.
What?
I think the election was lost when Sarah Palin was picked as his running mate.
Well,
had he picked what he should have done, this is what I was worried about. I thought he was going to pick Joe Lieberman. Had he picked Lieberman, he would have had a better chance to win.
Yeah.
And I was nervous. When he picked Sarah Palin, I said, "Woo, we got it. We did it." I was celebrating early. But
yeah.
Had he picked Lieberman, because he could have split that Democratic vote. Lieberman's a Democrat.
Is it Jewish?
That's what I'm saying. So he would have been able to split up the Democratic vote, because when you pick Sarah Palin, it was, oh no, there's no way. Because McCain was old right then.
Yeah, well, he had regretted it.
Oh, he didn't want to pick her. Mm-hmm. He didn't want to pick her.
He didn't even know her. I mean, do you understand how when you think about how dangerous this is? He didn't even know anything about this lady. Nobody knew anything about this lady. You know, she's governor of
Alaska.
Yeah, let's bring her in. It's a lady. She's young. Get the young. You know.
Whose idea was that?
And you see how they don't, they don't vet people. I mean, they vetted anybody. Trump wouldn't even be here. I mean, this guy's got a garage. Somebody got skeletons in the closet. He got a garage full of skeletons. a triple garage full of skeletons. Man, anybody from the streets with anything about them could have beat him up.
Trump.
I mean, yeah. What the hell are you talking about? He's not a hero. I mean, there's not so many things.
But Hillary wouldn't attack any of those things.
And that's why the Democrats are in the position they're in. The only reason they got the lead now is because of Trump is giving them the lead.
Because of his own shortcomings.
Yes. It's not anything that the Democrats is doing.
But so Democrats don't be fooled into thinking you doing it.
They can't even stop this man from they
Kavanaugh.
They dumped what 100,000
40,000.
40,000
yesterday.
Documents. Here, you want some documents? Here, read that. You know what I mean?
And we're going to court today. What?
And then they
in no court of law could you dump 40,000. You couldn't even dump 40 things related to the case the day of the trial. And just say here, you know,
and they go for this stuff, you know,
and they going for it. They deserve to lose,
but they, they don't have enough votes to stop it.
I'm independent.
Yeah,
I'm voting independent. That's what I was telling Ma. I said, I can't willingly associate with losers. These Democrats are losers. They beat us up some more. Can I have another, please?
All right, so it's been great, yes. And we're gonna be back. We're gonna be back next week.
Yep.
Boy, I can't believe summer's over.
Yeah. When you come back next week, it's probably be cold. You gonna probably have a jacket.
It's possible.
I may not have the air on next week.
It's possible.
All right, let's go with Impulse, please. Thank you.
Yes.
Nikki producing the show.
Yes.
All right, so we see you guys next week at the Diamond K Show at Radio on Fire.
Radio on Fire.
The iPhone version will be launching October 1st. So we're dropping the iPhone app then, and the Android app is available now. So people can go to radiofire.com/app. Yes. Coincidentally, how did this happen?
But iPhone's the number one phone.
Is it?
Yeah, that should have been the first one. But
okay.
Hey.
All right, next time. We'll do it next time. If we had to do it over again. Thank you.
Thank you. Radio